I'm Bart Williams. I've been at the Van Andel Institute since 1999. I am now a professor in the Department of Cell Biology. My laboratory works on generating models of several different diseases associated with bone disease like osteoporosis, cancer predispositions, and developmental disorders. My laboratory here at the Van Andel Institute works on rare diseases that are related to skeletal disorders. One example is osteoporosis pseudoglioma, a very rare syndrome in which patients develop pediatric osteoporosis. It turns out that the gene that's mutated in that disorder is called LRP5. It's linked to the pathway my laboratory works on, and it became a target for therapeutic development for a drug that now is used to treat osteoporosis in thousands of patients throughout the world, called romosozumab. So we work on rare diseases both for the impact on the patients themselves, but also for to understand the biology that is then relevant for even more broad questions. We've established a collaborative relationship with the Department of Pediatrics at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital as well as Michigan State University's College of Human Medicine, in which we are using our expertise in understanding diseases to model the mutations that patients across the street have in their DNA when they come in with a pediatric syndrome. We seek to try to understand what those mutations cause in terms of changes in cell biology. And we are working with Dr. Caleb Bupp, Dr. Jeremy Prokoff, and Dr. Keith English to do that work. I became interested in rare disease research as a graduate student when I first worked on models that tried to understand why people had predispositions to certain types of cancer. One of these was Li-Fraumeni syndrome. It's a very rare disease, but it turns out that patients that have Li-Fraumeni syndrome have that syndrome because they have a mutation in a gene called P53. And P53 is probably the most commonly mutated gene just in general in cancer, so it was very informative for that. Also worked on retinoblastoma, a very rare disease which pediatric patients get eye cancers, retinal cancers at a very young age. But again, that had broader implications as the gene mutated there is implicated in controlling cell cycle in cancer in a lot of different situations. Our work is actually, our main goal is to try to understand these diseases at the molecular level. And it is our hope that when we understand the diseases at that level, that we can then use that information to guide treatment or develop new treatments that will mitigate the symptoms in these patients. And we really are excited about the opportunity to impact patient health directly with our work. All research is important. Common disease research is obviously important. But when you work on a rare disease, you have a unique opportunity to really impact a population of patients that has been underserved in terms of really focusing on this particular disorder. And so it's a real opportunity to have a direct impact quickly in understanding what causes that disease.